All right, so this is your assignment that you're currently on. This is the next slide. This is slide 3. And so what you're going to be end up doing today is you are going to go to Scope Scholastic, which just takes you there. You're going to go to the article that we've already read, I Live in a Refugee Camp. And then that's going to help you with the following slides. So on slide 4, this is kind of what I have going on here. On the left-hand side, these are just kind of reminders on things that could help you. Over here as well, I'll take a grade and comment on different things. So what you're going to end up doing is you're going to fill out the quarter 2 skill practice on page 45 in your notebook with the article, I Live in a Refugee Camp. Some of you already completed this. So if you're a hybrid student, last time you were in school, you may have completed this during block 2 in our different rotations that we had. Some of you may not have because you were taking a math test. So if you turn to page 45 and you're like, hey, I already have stuff in there and it's completed, you're done with this particular slide. So you can just take a picture and move on. If you have not completed page 45, if you open up your notebook and it's not done, finish it or start it if you haven't started it. And then when you get done, you're going to take a picture of it and you're going to put it here. Now, if you have not started it because you haven't done this, you're going to basically use your the one we did with Out of the Desk Zone to help you. That's on page 43. So I'm going to switch what I'm doing so I can kind of talk to you about this. All right, so in your notebook, let's see if I can, okay, that's fine. All right, so in your notebook, this was what we did for Out of the Desk Zone. On page 42, we kind of wrote down things we remembered about that article. After we did that, we filled out the top section of the quarter 2 skill practice, and this is on page 43. We did Out of the Desk Zone by Kristen Lewis. We put in the who, what, when, where. We created that central idea. After we did the central idea, we created the different things for the gist in the middle and the so, what, why. And then this is our full out summary. So you're essentially going to follow the same plan for I Live in a Refugee Camp, except for you're going to do it on the next couple of pages. So on page 44, just like we did on page 42, you can write down what you remember about I Live in a Refugee Camp. So if you need to write this down and just say, I live in a refugee camp. This is not in really great handwriting. That's okay. I'm going to box this in so that way it reminds me what this is for. And then I'm going to write down things that I remember. Anything you remember. If you pull up the article, you can kind of scroll through it and just write down things you remember about it. After you get done doing that, you're going to go to page 45, just like we did with page 43 for Out of the Desk Zone, and you're going to start to fill this in. So you're going to put the title, I Live in a Refugee Camp, by the author. You're going to fill out the who, what, where, when. You're going to write that central idea format. Again, hybrid students, some of you, a good majority of you, have probably already done this. If you haven't, I need you to go ahead and do this as well. For my online students, some of you have already completed a central idea. And what I am going to be doing is I'm going to send you your central idea that you did on a Google form, and I'm going to send that to you in an email. So be looking for that in an email from me, okay? So anyway, so you'll have the central idea, and then you're going to fill this out. Central idea, just in the middle, so what, why, and create your summary of the entire article of I Live in a Refugee Camp. You're going to do exactly the same process that we did over here with Out of the Desk Zone, but you're going to do it with I Live in a Refugee Camp on page 45, okay? After you get done doing that, you are going to take a picture of page 45 and paste it right here where it says paste your picture. Then you're going to go to slide 5. Slide 5, you're actually going to type your summary so I can actually read it a little bit better. Because when you take a picture on here, sometimes I can't read it quite right just because of the different things. So I'm going to have you type it. So essentially what you're going to do is after this is filled out, you're going to take this summary that you have written and you are going to type it onto this slide. So you can actually edit this and type what your summary is so that way I can read it better. Again, this is over here just to remind you of the things that I've already said in this video. And then over here, I'll do the grade and comments on different things. Make sure you're using that format. Otherwise, I think you should be good to go. And that's all I have for day 1. But again, if you get on a Zoom with me for your day 1 activity, I will talk you through this. And you can kind of work on it at your pace in that way too. So awesome. Good luck. And I'll see you later.